Hi guys, hello everybody, welcome back to another video. It's Technical Thursday, where as always we're going to catch up with what's going on in the markets and how they've developed, see whether we've got anything interesting setting up. My name is Dima and let's go over our shortlist for the week. Here are the pairs that we started with this week, so if you've been with me the whole week, then welcome back, and if you haven't, it's your first time, then welcome as well. Hopefully you can go with the flow for the whole week and see how we get on Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday. If you want to keep up, so click the like button and subscribe. And let's continue. As always, begin with the calendar. Let's just familiarize ourselves with what we've got today and tomorrow, Thursday and Friday. So here we are on the calendar. We have today, September 7th, the initial jobless claims just gone, dollar news, and then we have coming up at the time of this recording as I'm here, the Canadian PMI release, and then tomorrow again from Canada, employment rate, participation rate. So those are the main ones to watch out for this week. So it is Canadian and dollar heavy, as I was talking about at the beginning of this week. So let's have a look how that plays out with the charts as well, and look at the rest of the pairs that we have on the shortlist. All right, let's update ourselves and see where the market is at and where it's been, where we're going to next. On the dollar, as we were looking at these levels, we've gone right into the level here, as you can see, with the bullishness. That's what was expected. And on the currencies on our shortlist, we were looking at this continued sell, which is what's been happening on the euro, continuing to head lower. This was the previous swing, so these are the next targets on the euro. So we mark that out based on these lows to the left. So we got one here, one here. That's the next idea. So as we head lower, then possibly another swing to the downside. Again, this is going to be the next possible opportunity. However, let's just clone this. However, of course, it's going to be lower risk to reward, and let's see whether this plays out. As we head lower, the probabilities decrease, of course, because, well, we're getting a much cheaper and cheaper price, so it makes less and less sense to sell. So again, this will have to be on a much lower time frame. At the moment, we're on the 4-hour, and then from here, this high up here, if we go down, would be the validation point now that we have broken low. So let's see what happens today and tomorrow, Friday, if we have this completion towards these targets. Yeah, I'm going to break above. If we have a sudden move higher, then it will be the invalidation. So that has not been done, and that, right, so this is what we had, and now euro is heading lower. Let's move on to the next one. New Zealand dollar, similar thing. It was a similar outlook, continuing, breaking lower, pulling back and heading to the downside. It seems that we are kind of stuck in a range now. However, the bias is still to the downside. Another move higher into this area would be a good price, as we're coming back up here and then continuing on the drop. But at the moment, it's ranging, so it's not very clear to see unless we have some nice price action. The invalidation now becomes this high point right here. So if we go above, then this sell idea is no longer valid. Here were our levels that we looked at as a target point, this low and this low, and we have broken through the first one, which is the low of the previous week, and now we have the next target we're heading for. Here's the 4-hour again, just to make it clearer. Again, this, because of this range, because we are kind of in no man's land, we may have a lower time frame possibility here, but the bias, that's the main thing, still holds to the downside. Now dollar CAD, this was the scenario we looked at. Let's just zoom out once again. So bullish week, which is what we are having now on the daily. Also, we're getting bullish candles. Looked at this zone right here as a place to enter from. So you can see Tuesday we moved into it and are slowly moving away with the continuation of the bullishness. So any other pullback, of course, it would have to be on a much lower time frame. If you're looking at the 1 hour, we have a zone here. So it would have to be on a much lower time frame, and it seems that we're already moving away before that currently as we speak. So here's that next level, and beyond that we've reached these levels, and beyond that we have the next one up here if we get a very clear breakthrough. So at the moment, as always, sticking with the bias and with the idea, and as you can see, new highs, new higher lows, and heading higher. The invalidation point would now be this low, which we can see this engulfing pin bar was created. So a break below this would invalidate the continuation of the buy. That's dollar CAD. Dollar yen, again, weekly, we can expected a bullishness, which is what we're getting. Continuation to the buy, again bullishness on the daily, and here was yesterday, Wednesday. Let's have a quick look on the 4 hour, and what we're getting here is a continuation to the upside. We just about pipped this high, went a little bit higher, so would expect more bullishness there. Now the next invalidation point would be here, this low. We may not head any lower. Let's see if we get a push from here. Once again, you would really have to be trading on the lower time frames to get some clarity on this, because on the 4 hour that is ranging at the moment. So we reached the first target, this green line, as you can see to the left, and if we zoom out, go back on the weekly, the next target would be this high up here, this wick. Back to the 4 hour, so here it is, about 125 pips away. Okay. All right, so the continued bullishness is the idea on the dollar yen, because we're not going to fight the momentum of where we're going. Let's stick with it. Okay, let's move on to the next one, Euro GBP. This is one we looked at, and we have a nice push away, which is what we expected to trade from this level, which is what has happened. And we have now broken the major structure to the upside. We've confirmed that, and from now on, the invalidation point will be this new low here. And in fact, probably this one, because we see this spiked here down one more time. So we did have this kind of W pattern created, now continuing higher. So what next from here? Well, the next possible opportunity will be this zone. Let's mark it out here, make it a bit clearer. This zone right here. So it will be something like so, and continuing to this next high point here, which is the clear high where we're going to, that we haven't yet reached. Something like so. And this will be the invalidation point, because we don't want to see the market going heading lower. If we moved away from here and now we have passed this area, then we're heading higher. So once again, as expected, euro pound bullish. That's the idea here. Looking on the daily, you could see that big move away, big push higher on the daily candle, and continuing to move higher still. So that is the idea. That is the euro pound bullishness. Pound yen, we still haven't reached into the area we were looking at. Let's look on the daily just to make it a cleaner picture. You can see that range. It's quite clear to see that we're stuck in this range. We were looking at this being the significant break of the market's structure, but it did not do that, it headed lower, and this is the level we're looking at for the buy idea. So there we go. Unless we get stuck in this range, then we'll just continue to wait and see what happens, or wait for a reversal. Now, as we head into the end of the week, it's looking less and less likely, but you never know. And these are 2 reference points that we have for the pound yen idea. Okay, let's look at pound New Zealand. So here's pound New Zealand. We had this low being created, and then we did move away, and we were looking at this as the next possible entry. No price action, nothing, no reversal. We went right lower. There was a wick to the downside, however, nothing to see here, and this was the invalidation point. So now this idea is invalidated, and we are back into what looks to be a range. So where do we go from here? Well, the next scenario would be a break of this high. Break of this high, a return to a better price, and then continuation higher. That will be scenario 1, or some kind of, once again, another reversal here to head higher. If we hold this zone, this level, we will be in a cheap price point, and if we do hold it and then we get a reversal, very, very clear reversal, nice push higher, then we'd consider it. For now, let's have a quick look on the daily again. As you can see, we're in a ranging type of scenario here. No clear bullishness. It looked like we did have something on with this big bullish candle here engulfing, but the market failed to follow through. Okay, and finally oil. This is the level we looked at with oil. Quick look on the weekly. Expected the bullishness, expecting the continuation, and we did not move down into this better price in order to continue higher. The market just shifted away without coming back. Create a new higher low, and it looks like a new high here as well. So nothing much to see here, unless we do come down suddenly. Perhaps next week, we'll see about that. Something like this. That'll be the idea. This now becomes a new invalidation point, this low. And if we get that, then fine. If we don't, then we'll have to wait for the next opportunity. At the moment, it's just too expensive, overbought, whatever word you want to use, doesn't really matter. But the bottom line is, this is what's happening. And we didn't get that better price down here. That so be it. So that's what the market is. It'll do what it'll do. This is the next clear high, this swing point, this wick. And yeah, we'll see how the market develops. We may have to reassess this next week, and for this week there'll just be nothing to see here, as we say, and we'll just sit on our hands. We're probably the wiser choice for now until we have more clarity or an entry. So that is the week. Hopefully that makes sense to you, and if it doesn't, feel free to comment down below in the video and let us know what you think. If you want to post some screenshots, post some of your trade ideas, feel free. And have a look, as always, on the website. Update yourself with the calendar before you enter trades, and subscribe to the channel. We're going to keep pumping these out, keep up with the markets every week and multiple times a week as we go through the shortlist that create every week for you. So these are the ideas for this week. Have a good trading day the rest of the day if you're doing it today, if not tomorrow. And yeah, watch out for the opportunities which are perhaps of lower probability. They may require a little bit more flexibility and more short-term thinking, short-term trading. Okay, bye for now. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you on Sunday once again for the next weekly outlook and another shortlist for you guys. All right, bye for now.